Dear Barry Wall, I do not know you, and I get that you're very upset. After I've said what I have to say, you're going to be more upset. I'm sorry. So I'm over here in Australia, and what I've been doing over the last few months is I've been looking at course curricula through all the states. And what we particularly have noticed is that a push for hypersexualization of school content is number one. And of course, they're pushing for gender affirming care throughout the schools. In other words, they're pushing for social transitioning, and social transitioning pretty much will always lead to medicalization of the kids. And we know, of course, that the majority of the kids that are gender affirmed are going to be gay, autistic, and those kids were vulnerable. So what has that got to do with what you're upset about with what he's saying over in London Pride? Did you notice that he said gender affirming healthcare is a way of ending the HIV epidemic? Did you hear that? What that's about is this, is when I was looking at content, for example, coming from over here, the notorious Ros Award and her Safe Schools program, that's been rebranded in different states, like in WA, for example, it's rebranded as Inclusive Education, Western Australia. They've been pushing for the same thing for hypersexualization of school content. And if you go to click on that site, where it takes you to is it takes you to a site, one of the HIV clinics, where they're pushing for PrEP and PEP. Now, the reason why is when you have a hypersexualized school content and you have an agenda, which the Equality Australia and ACON and all those evil LGBTQI trans lobbies do have an agenda of removing safeguarding of kids and pushing of hypersexualization of course content, then you have a need of this drug PrEP that's come out of IP. Now it's available for all the pharmaceuticals, which basically is used to be used by many gay guys, and still is many by gay guys because they bonk a lot, and that increases the probability of HIV. And PrEP reduces the probability of getting HIV. And if there is somebody that you've bonked with that has HIV, you use PEP. So they're pushing directly, by the way, PrEP and PEP for school children, for all this generation that's been encouraged with hypersexualized school content, bonking left, right, and center. You know what I mean? It's just, soon in Defense of Children, we'll have all these resources up and available, and we'll go through it. We're looking at all this sick stuff, so you don't have to stick it. But Barry, that's primarily why they're pushing gender affirming care as the end of HIV. They're pushing gender affirming care, and they're going to be pushing the drug PrEP and PEP because your consumer base used to be, say the population of the whole population is 5% homosexual gay guys. How about we just increase it for all kids, the whole generation, a whole new generations, boys and girls, everyone. That's the point of hypersexualization. That's where the money is. It's in PrEP and PEP. That's what it's about. Sorry, Barry.